What's that you got?
Ave Maria.
Oh, God. No.
Good doggy. Good boy. Greetings, my friend. How about looking at my wares? You're sure to find something to your liking here.
Tell me, have you heard anything interesting on the road?
There's always something, lad. Always something. Take this merchant in Upper Austria. The other day he told me that there's an island off the coast of Naples, and that this island is just one big mountain. I couldn't rightly understand his accent, but he said it was called Strong Bully or something.
Now, there must be lots of islands like that, don't you think?
Yes, but the top of this mountain is the entrance to hell. It's been locked up for years, but now it was smoking and bursting into flames.
Hell must be a busy place right now. Everywhere I go I find a hellhole.
You know, that makes sense. We can all trudge down to Italy when we're done for. Everyone should have a gateway to hell in their backyard.
But what about the pearly gates? There's only one of them, right?
But you've got to fly there, right? Not so easy. Besides, from what I've seen on my travels, hell is a lot busier than the other place.
I never thought of that. Why not? What are you selling? I'd like to do something about that price.
I suppose we could give it a try. You see, I knew we'd come to an agreement. Thank you, and come again, sir. God, I love you.
Here, mutt! Aye, come here.
God bless.
I heard at the Troskovitz Tavern that you might have a job offer.
Well, you don't look lame. I reckon I could find some work for you.
I also heard you're invited to that big wedding coming up.
That's no business of yours at the moment.
All right. So what kind of work do you have for me?
You'll be carrying sacks of flour.
You don't have anything better? I can do other, more useful things.
Well, that's nice and all, but there's only one thing I need from you right now. And that's hauling sacks of flour.
Maybe you could use an armed escort. In a remote place like this, I'm sure you could use someone with some battle experience.
Battle experience, you say? Aye. I suppose you look the part. Fighting for your life, all dressed in steel. I reckon that takes a lot of strength, eh?
That it does. And not just strength.
Of course. So, as a fearless strong man, I'm sure you wouldn't mind a little warm-up. Hauling sacks of flour for me.
Do you really have nothing better I could do?
I do, but only for people I know already. And you're not one of them.
All right. It's not like I have much of a choice, do I?
The sacks are in the barn, and the wagon is in front of it. I'll give you a groschen for every half dozen you carry. It may not seem like much, but if you don't dawdle, you might even save up for some nag at the Samine stables. I heard they got lucky and recently rounded up a bunch of horses from some company that got routed by bandits. They've got some gray old nag that they're practically giving away. You won't have to buy food. We'll take care of that. And you can sleep here, in the barn. But not on the sacks of flour, you understand? Or I'll tan your hide. Climb up to the loft with the others.
Oh, fuck me.
Careful what you wish for. Go on, get to work. Take care.
Won't even break a sweat at this rate.
God grant you health.
Good exercise.
Where did this fella come from?
What's the purpose of that pen? I see you're not grazing livestock there.
Indeed we're not, friend. That's where we learn how to fist fight.
Fist fight? How come?
Why do you think? It's a pretty handy thing to know, and it's 100 times better than sitting on your ass all day.
Does the miller know about this?
Crazel? He came up with the idea, mate. Hey, fancy having a go?
And how do these fights work?
Nothing to it. You put aside your weapons and armor, challenge one of us, and hop in the pen. And from there on, it's pretty clear, I suppose.
And who takes part in these bouts?
Well, the first is of course me. If you manage to beat me, you can try Malik. He ain't as fast as me, but he's got a stronger punch. And if Malik ain't tough enough for you, there's always Vera. He'd tear you to shreds.
I'd love to try these bouts of yours. Shall we?
Wait a mo. First you need to get permission from the miller.
Crazel? Why's that?
He's the one who came with the idea and made it work. He's looking for a champion among us for the Zheleyov tavern fights. There, they have proper brawls. Not like here. Farewell, my friend.
It's as light as a feather.
A new hunt.
Pretty light. Won't even break a sweat at this rate. Time for another one. Heave-ho! Good exercise. Have to be careful not to drop it.
Good day.
Pretty light. Kurwa. What the?
Have you got it done? I said, are you done?
You're milling some pretty peculiar grain here, Miller. It's got a bit of a metallic flavour to it.
Kurwa. Can't you be more careful?
Tell me the truth. What are you really doing here?
Seems I'll have to lift the lid off the cauldron of knowledge sooner than I expected. You think you're ready?
Yes.
I'm attempting to convert matter into a truly miraculous energy.
What?
I understand. It seems impossible. I'm sure you're asking yourself what that has to do with the metal in the sacks. But we're only just scratching the surface. You see, for my experiment, I'll need something sinfully earthy. Something we'll have to appropriate. And that's something you can help me with, my curious apprentice.
So thievery. Just like Peshek in Ratai. I should have known.
Thievery? What a crude way of putting it.
But a truthful one.
Those things aren't mutually exclusive.
I'll help you.
That's the right attitude. Now listen up. In Troskovitz, next to the tavern, there's a rat house. And in that rat house, there's a chest. And in that chest is a document I need. One that used to be mine. but due to an unfortunate twist of fate, ended up there. It's called The Offer of Hermes Trismegistus. It's written right on it. You said you could do all sorts of things, so I assume reading is one of them. Am I right?
I can read. But I reckon that's the catch, isn't it?
The catch is, the chest is under lock and key, and most likely well guarded.
Of course it is. And then you'll get me into Semin's wedding?
Aye. If you help me, I'll find a way to get you there. Miller's honor.
Where exactly should I look for this document? I doubt they've only got one chest in the Troskovitz rat house.
I can't help you there, but my hand Zinnik might know more. He had the document on him, but then the bloody fool got caught because of something else, and they took it from him. I'm pretty sure he's still on display in the stocks on the square. Just remember, lad, if you get caught like he did, the guards will turn out your pockets. Then it will be pretty hard to explain what a tramp like you is doing with a document he can't even read.
No, I doubt the bailiff will let me roam around the rat house and go peeking through his chests. Any advice on getting in there without being spotted?
Oh, come on. Do I really have to spell it out for you? Black clothes, the play of light and dark, the quiet night, and those who live in the shadows, concealed beneath its veil.
Is that supposed to be advice?
Just get some inconspicuous clothing and head over there after midnight.
And where can I get some clothes like that?
I had my outfit washed in the Gilioff bathhouse, but after a bit of disagreement, they refused to give it back. It's my gift to you. All you have to do is pick it up.
Pick them up? You want me to steal them, don't you?
Doesn't it sound like a suitable appetizer before the main course? There's no sense in trying to deal with the owner, Dorothy, anyway. She's a contrary woman who's impossible to talk to.
I'm not even surprised your paths crossed. I'd like to learn more about the art of thievery.
Thievery? Why call it the art of thievery? It's simply an art. But all right, enough wordplay. If you want to learn something, go and see Hensel. He'll tell you how to relieve people of the things in their purses, or how to quickly and painlessly send them to the land of dreams. And if you'd like to try opening locks without a key, there's a chest in the barn that you carried the sacks to. You can practice on that.
All right. I reckon I know everything I need. Thanks.
Praise the Lord.
Crazel said you'd teach me to pick pockets.
All right, follow me. So Crazel took you on just like that? Surprising. Crazel hardly trusts anyone. He's a smart man. So don't you even think about betraying him. That would end badly for you. Not to scare you, though. That's not what I'm here for.
Let's begin.
Not so fast. You're new here, so here's some advice before we get started.
I'm listening.
First of all, rich or poor, most folks carry their things in a pouch either in front or in the back. The front one holds keys, coin, and other small items.
And the rest is in the back?
Exactly. Now, this is important. Don't steal from the front pouch unless you're sure you know what you're doing.
Well, what if I need something from it? Like a key to a chest?
You can try taking it from behind. It'll be more difficult, but it's manageable if you're careful enough. Show me how nimble your fingers are then.
All right, let's do it.
Quit dawdling and get over here. What are you doing there? Wrong. You want to try again?
Done.
Very nice. I didn't notice you at all, and that's exactly what you want. Now give back what you took.
Here you go. What now?
That's it. It's a simple art. But if you want, you can give it another try.
I'd rather try takedowns.
Why not, since we're here? Well then, it's easy. Sneak up behind me and choke me out. I won't fight back the first time, so you should have no trouble. Just remember, you mustn't let me see you.
All right, I'll give it a try.
Bastard! See? And I didn't even defend myself. Try it again. Remember, if your victim is able to defend himself, you can still turn things around. But it'll be a close call, shall we?
All right, let's do it.
What's that I hear?
Bastard!
Oh, some
Not like that. Try again. Bastard! Not like that. Try again.
All right, let's do it.
You shit! Not like that. Try again.
All right, let's do it.
You shit! Not like that. Try again.
All right, let's do it.
You shit! Not like that. Try again.
All right, let's do it.
Bastard! Not like that. Try again.
Would you know of any other way to make some extra money?
The only thing you can do in this backwater is steal cabbages. But go and ask those woodcutters on the opposite hill. You might find something more interesting there.
Why the woodcutters?
Just think about it. They've been cutting timber in the middle of nowhere for a pretty long time, and they get paid for every wagon they unload at the sawmill. They work all day long and don't move an inch. They have nothing to spend their money on.
I think I know what you're getting at.
All their earnings must be hidden somewhere in their camp. And it must be a lot of money.
What does Crazel say about that?
He said it would be obvious it was one of us. After all, they can see right into our backyard from their camp. But you're not from around here. You might get away with it. Not like that. Try again. Bastard! Not like that. Try again.
All right, let's do it.
You shit! Not like that. Try again.
All right, let's do it.
You shit! Not like that. Try again.
All right, let's do it.
You shit! Not like that. Try again.
All right, let's do it.
You shit! Not like that. Try again.
All right, let's do it.
Ow, ow, ow. You've got some strength in those arms. I wasn't even aware of you.
If you have something to offer, stop by for a moment.
Sounds interesting.
You silly doggy.
What happened to you?
A wheel on our wagon broke, so we're waiting here for my husband to come back from the village.
You're lucky you didn't run into any footpads. The roads are treacherous these days.
What can we do? We have to make a living somehow. Do you want to buy anything?
Where are you coming from, and where are you headed?
Oh, here and there, all over the place. Times are hard, you know. What the farm folk have to sell, we buy, and we bring them what they're in need of.
Times are hard because there's people thriving on others' misery.
Can't argue with that. We're barely making ends meet ourselves. Everybody thinks twice before they part with their money these days.
How did you come by this stuff?
How? Well, you see, the farmers sell us what they don't need and so forth.
I see. You're just plain old hawkers, eh?
Aye, that's right. Buy for 1 groschen, sell for 2. And if I ain't got what you want, I'll get it for you. Everyone's just doing the best they can.
I'll be happy to take a look at your wares.
Of course. No trouble at all.
Let's talk about the price.
Very well.
Satisfied?
You won't convince me with this. You see, I knew we'd come to an agreement. Great! I'm glad you found what you were looking for. Take care, friend.
Greetings.
God bless you.